Hello, Dungeoneers and Adventurers alike. Welcome to another episode of D6 for Dungeons & Dragons Adventures, where we roll the dice so that you don't have to. Now, in the last episode, we had some shenanigans happen indeed, as our siege bros went in towards the Shockjammer estate and started to cause some havoc. There's apparently now, by the looks of things, 50 or 100 members of an army coming through the estate, charging towards them. There's only one guy with a crystal left in his helmet, is still standing, while the other two blew themselves up and has kind of left Revan a little bit, well, quite a bit battered and bruised actually. But let's introduce our teammates for today, starting off, of course, with the very heavily injured Death Knight, Revan.
Hey guys, you should obviously know me from the past couple of episodes right now. That explosion hurt like hell.
So, just out of curiosity, how much HP are you on now?
I'm on 19 HP and my maximum is 40. So in that last episode alone, I've lost like 21 HP. I've halved my HP.
Lovely. Let's see if you survive this time round, indeed.
Yeah.
Now we also have our drunken dwarf. He is Venric.
Hi folks, it is I, Venric the Drunken Dwarf. Hang on, my name was said correctly? I'm not drunk enough for this.
Oh, yeah, hey!
Aha!
Oh,
People
no.
finally know your name,
The
Dwarf.
truth.
People
The
finally
truth
know
is
your
slowly
name.
seeping in. Quick, Venric, grab a drink!
Yeah, more alcohol is required.
You will need additional drunk.
I needed more additional roll. Roll for it! I
like
rolled
it.
a 1, damn it.
Not enough pints. I'm also joined by Jeff, the Golden Hand Dragonborn.
Hello guys, it is Jared, or Jeff the Golden Dragonborn, back to draw some mustachios.
Or back to actually try and claim a golden hammer.
Maybe.
Well, we will see. We'll see. Maybe today is your lucky day.
Please.
please,
Almighty
Dice.
Dungeon Master.
Please. And last but not least, we are joined by the Bard. That bards. Just like a bard does. It's Maris Drek, aka Jay.
Hello, my name's Maris. Before, my microphone was a little bit screwed, but hopefully it's better this time.
Yeah, it's already sounding much better.
Yeah.
I can't complain. And that, you know what that means? When it comes to you using any of your spells that requires you to sing, you can sing for us.
Yay.
Not gonna happen.
Yay.
You better
Got
stay.
a button.
You better stay in
People got a
character, you
button.
filthy bard.
Sing, damn it.
Okay, so lads,
Although,
last time.
I think it would be due to the upgrade that all of us are a hell of a lot clearer now.
Oh yeah. So guys.
Look at this new shiny screen that we have.
Oh,
Look
yeah.
at it, look how fancy it looks.
Oh yeah, new shiny screen as well, just to help present things.
Magical screen.
Because I thought having things on the sides of the screen was a little bit too much. So if we just keep ourselves down the bottom, the rest of the screen is all to play for. And wow, is it to play for? Because quite frankly, Ryan and Jared, you're on the inside of the estate still, looking down the corridors as you're seeing an army heading towards you. In the meantime, Revan is outside, still like leaning against like the statue of Shockjammer after he was blasted by those two soldiers a little bit a moment ago. And Jay, you're still combating the currently undamaged soldier that's left standing at the moment in the middle of the courtyard. Okay, so with all of that done, before anyone takes any actions whatsoever, something happens. So the army that you see marching in front of you guys, being Jeff and Venric. You guys see this army charging towards you. You guys are kind of readying it up, getting ready for it. I mean, Ryan, you suplexed the dude. You're cool. Jeff, if anything, you're preparing your cone of cold just in case anything does get wild. But as you see this army coming upward, you suddenly just see like this mysterious white figure emit from the top of the army and just dash over them, dash past you, and just seems to leave the entire army flopped onto the floor. The entire army just now seems to be flopped and seemingly dead by this mysterious white flash that has just zapped past you guys. In the meantime, Jay, while you're face to face with that soldier on the outside, you see this knife incoming towards you. Roll me a dexterity saving throw.
It's a natural 20, so I don't.
Oh, very good. You avoid that shit. Like, you see that come from a mile away. You're like, spider sense, tingling. And you just, like, do that crazy, like, Matrix dodge thing. But as you do the Matrix dodge, the knife, as it flies past you, heads towards the soldier. And I'm just going to roll for the soldier quickly. Oh no.
Oh no.
It rolls towards the soldier and hits the soldier right in the crystal.
Oh dear.
The crystal is now starting to shake and rattle. The soldier is just looking around trying to pat the back of it. And as he's trying to pat the back of it, he looks up at you, Jay, and just goes, oh whoop, and explodes. Roll me a constitution saving throw.
10.
Okay. With that, you are blasted backwards back into one of the statues of Shockjammer. Your back ricocheting off of the back of it as you land down onto your feet. But now you're starting to feel the same similar pain as to what Revan was feeling a moment ago. Now let's see.
Seems like I would have been better off taking the knife in the back, to be honest.
Let me see how much damage you take. How much HP are you on, out of curiosity?
20.
You take 9 points of damage.
Alright.
And effectively, with that done, you notice now that all of these soldiers that were coming up from the estate and that soldier that obviously you guys were all fighting now are dead. They're just mysteriously out of nowhere. As all of a sudden, as everything just seems to settle down for a moment and everyone's like, what the hell? This white figure, this guy with a white suit from top to bottom and bright orange hair just seems to walk into the picture, just cleaning a knife in his hand as he's just chuckling to himself. Any of you wish to interact with the man?
Can I investigate this man? Like, does he look like a threat or?
By all means, roll an investigation check.
Does he look like a threat?
Yes.
Investigation check. 17.
Oh, very good. Basically, you come out of the estate part, out into the courtyard, so you can better see the guy in the light, and you see his white suit and his ginger hair, and you just notice that cackle on him is a straight up evil cackle. He just killed all of those guys as a way of showing off what he's capable of doing to you guys. You have this strange sensation that the knife he's currently cleaning isn't going to stay clean for much longer.
Balls.
Is he planning on doing some cooking?
Right. Did you just say
Cooking?
he's planning on doing some cooking?
You there? Why did you do this?
Why? I think it's a matter of why not. But alas, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Sherudo. It is a pleasure to finally meet
Who are you?
those that dare trouble my master.
Why the hell did he
Who
kill
is your
all of them
master?
guys?
You wonder why I killed all those men? Simple. Those men are not worthy. You have proven yourself too troublesome for my master. Therefore, he called me. And quite frankly, no one deserves to shed your blood but me.
I'm assuming your master is a Shockjammer, then I'm guessing.
Ah, a bright one we have. Nice to know that you are still bright, even though you've been blasted halfway to Kingdom Come.
Yeah, that explosion was pretty bright.
So now I ask you, since you have travelled so very far, why don't you be my guest and let me entertain you? And as he does that, he just wrings his hands through his hair, and as he does, out of his hands magically appear 4 knives stuck between the webbings of his hands. Guys, we roll for initiative.
You know, I think
Oh
we've,
dear
uh,
God.
Oh,
Oh
no.
dear God.
I think
I'm
we've
so
done enough
lost.
distracting for one day. Let's
Dom, I rolled an 8.
Oh no.
I rolled 11.
That was 11.
3.
Meris got
4.
a 3 and Jeff got a 4. Okie dokie. Let's see. Revan, you're first up.
Well,
So what did
I'm first gonna stand up straight, ready my greatsword, summoning it to my hand. How far away is he, roughly?
From where you are right now, he's perfectly standing in the middle of all of you. So all of you will be able to walk in or get into him and get a hit in. He has purposely stood there as if he's so cocky about his skills that he's willing to let all 4 of you just bombard him from the get-go.
Is it possible to throw my greatsword at him?
Yes, it is. If you want to do that, it will be... Your attack bonus will be your proficiency plus your dexterity instead of your strength.
Okay. So... Okay, that'd be +3 in general, so... It's 14 plus 3, so this is 17.
Okay, let's take a look. Okay, you throw your greatsword at him, and as you throw your greatsword at him, he's got his daggers in his hand still, and he sees the greatsword coming and tries to grab it in like his hand of daggers, but he grabs too late, and part of your greatsword does go into his chest. Roll for damage.
Would it be just my straight up damage type?
That would be, yeah.
Okay, go. That's 2d6. That's 7.
Okie dokie. So now he's got part of your greatsword still stuck in him, and as he's tried to grab it and stop it from going all the way through with the daggers inside of his hands. Do you want to use a bonus action to poof it back into your hands?
Yes, please. That's exactly what I was going to do.
Okay. So as you've thrown your greatsword towards him and stuck it into his chest, you're happy that it hit the damage, and as you wring your hand back, it just appears back into your hands, ready for the next round. And Taylor Dozy, do you want to move at all? Or are you good?
Yeah, alright, I'll just take us. Because I'm against the statue, aren't I?
Yeah, you're against the statue at the moment, so your back is covered.
Is it possible to just dash around one of the sharp corners of the statue just so I got a little.
Yeah, that's cool, yeah. So you just dash.
Alright.
You dash next to one of the statues to the point where you have kind of like half cover at this point in time, so if anything was to be thrown at you, you would actually have an advantage over those things being thrown at.
Brilliant.
That's absolutely fine. Okay, with that turn over, Sherudo's turn. With his... Obviously, he's now seeing blood in his chest, and as he does, he just takes his hand down to his chest, wipes it with a cloth that he has, sees that his cloth's covered in blood, throws it behind him, takes one of the knives that he's had in his hands into his other hand, and throws it directly at you in response. Okay, let's see how it goes. It's 19 versus your AC.
But what do
Yeah,
you have
that's-
disadvantage on?
Aha, that is a very good point. So, I want you to add to your current AC, because you're in half cover, I'm going to give you +2 to your AC.
Yeah, he's still got +2 over that. Wait, actually,
Ooh.
would my profanity still be active from the previous fight?
It would be, yeah.
Okay, so I would have had 17 plus 2 you just get, so that's 19, so that's a straight up.
Okay, so that's a straight up. That does hit you, because it did hit the mark.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, and as that hits you, you see the dagger coming towards you. You go behind the statue quickly, as if you were to just quickly avoid the knife. And as you try to, the knife just goes into the shoulder plate of your armor and digs into your shoulder a little bit. And as it does, I'm just going to roll for the damage. Bizarre. You take 4 points of damage from it.
Wow. down to 15.
Okay. So you take 4 points of damage from that, but he's not done yet. He then cackles at the fact that he's been able to hit you. And as he's cackling, he's closing his eyes while doing so, and then he just snaps his eyes over at Jay and throws another knife towards him. And rolls a 1.
So it just drops to the floor.
So he does this really stylishly. He thinks he's so cocky that he can just throw it out of nowhere. So he bounced a knife like upside down onto the tip of his fingers and just threw it like backwards, as if he's like, I could just hit you out of nothing. But as he does, he realizes that it's just literally like 2 feet on the floor in front of him, and he's just laughing outrageously about it, whilst Jay is just looking at the knife and looking back up at him, just thinking, huh?
Jared, how big's that knife?
Jared?
Like your standard chef's knife. So I'm gonna say about 12-inch blade
Embedded
with a
in your
4-inch
shoulder.
handle.
Look at it.
To be completely honest, that was a joke.
You fell. You
I didn't
Well,
actually ask you
too
to
bad.
calculate the dimensions and
you totally
What
fell
is
for
made
that
of.
trap card.
They'll
Okay, so,
make me use a magic cylinder.
so that is Sherudo's turn. He's so cocky that he's not even going to move anywhere. He's just going to sit back and watch what happens next. It is now Venrick's turn.
Beautiful. Considering I did so well last time with just actually bear hugging people, I just want to run up to him and restrict his arm movement and bear hug him.
Okay, roll me. So that's
do I roll?
that's D20 plus your strength modifier on top.
21.
Oh,
16 plus 5.
nice. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to see if he can do a dex saving throw to see if he can avoid the hug. Let's see. He rolled a 2! So no, he gets friggin' hugged!
My hugs seem to be working.
Like
his
you,
Master Assassin's not very good.
like you run towards him with like your main weapon just attached to your back. You're just like, "Ugh!" And you just go to give him a massive hug, like you gave his mate prior. Now that you're giving him this great big bear hug, I want you to roll me some damage on that. So tell you what, I want you to roll me a d8's worth of damage.
8 normally.
D8, yes.
Yeah, that's what I rolled. Was an 8.
Oh, you rolled an 8. Oh, fantastic.
Yeah,
And that's what's your strength modifier?
plus 5.
Okay, so
Oh,
that's
strength modifier plus 3. Sorry.
Okay.
My mistake. I went with saving throw.
you did 11 points of damage there to him, just by hugging him.
He is small in stature, so
So you've hugged him, and effectively you're now just stopping him from doing anything that he needs to do in order to cause damage, cause mayhem, and all that jazz. And on his turns, he will take some squeezing damage. So well done on that.
Yay!
Well done. And you've also kept him completely prone. So if anyone else was to go in and attack, they'll have advantage on attacking him as of right now. Okay. So with that done, it is now Jeff. Your turn.
Okay. So is Venrick still hugging the assassin?
Venrick
that
is
a
giving
recovery?
him a nice big hug.
Is that from behind or from the front?
Giving him a hug from the front, leaving his behind completely free.
Okay. I wanna go behind him,
Okay, yep, we can do that.
and then I want to hit him in the head with my warhammer.
Okay, great. Roll me for that. And remember, you can roll twice and the highest roll wins because you have advantage to hit.
I got a 17, that's plus my strength, isn't it?
Yes. Plus
So
your...
20 altogether.
Oh, lovely. Did you roll
I
twice
think
on
I'll
that
stick. No, that was my first roll, so.
roll
I'm gonna
again.
stick with that.
one? Roll
Oh,
again just to see.
I got 13 on my second roll.
So 20 is your highest.
Yes.
Okay, so you go up behind him, thanking the fact that Venric's holding him, and you just go, "Ugh!" and you just go for that big sledgehammer smash into the back of his head. Roll me some damage.
2.
Wow, for a big warhammer,
And then, do you want me to add my attack bonus onto that as well? Because that makes it 7.
So that's 2 plus the. Are you proficient with the hammer?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's your proficiency on top. So that's another 2. So that's 4. I'll give you on that. So let's get yours down to that. Okay. Brilliant. Guy's doing quite well. You bonked him on the back of the head, and he's like, "Ow!" As you just see his head turn backwards towards you, and you're just like, "That's what happened." Okay, and
Shredded by Jeff.
and next up is Miris.
Can I just do a leap and backwards just so I'm like slightly out of range?
Yep, sure.
So that I can still see the rest of the party.
Yep, that's fine.
And then for my attack roll, can I just shoot him with a crossbow?
Yeah, that's fine. Absolutely fine. Roll me the dice.
That's a 6.
Okay, so that's plus your attack bonus, which would be your dex modifier plus your proficiency
Yeah,
if
yes.
you're...
Okay,
proficient.
so 11. 11.
Oh yeah, and you have advantage, so you can roll again.
That was a 19 plus 5, which is 24.
Oh, that's much better. Fantastic. Okay. You go back a little bit in order to space yourself out a little bit more, get a better aim onto him as you fire your crossbow. Your crossbow fires and literally just digs into the side of his shoulder, and it's just sticking out, and he's writhing in the arms of Venric in pain, while Venric's just like just humming to himself like some like dwarven lullaby, because he is partially drunk. Okay, so roll me damage on my crossbow bolt.
Hang on, he shot me.
No, hit the guy. You're just
Oh.
you're just not bothering about anything, and you're just doing a lullaby in your head as if you're hugging the guy.
Started to cradle him,
Yeah.
rocking side to side.
Sending him to sleep. That was a 6 plus proficiency, which is an 8.
Oh, lovely.
For my additional action, can I cast healing word in my second level slot?
You can if you want.
I want to cast that on
Oh, that's
so
lovely.
that would give me 2d4
Yes, 2 d4s worth of healing.
plus my spell.
Yes.
So 3 and 1, 4 plus 4 plus 6 are 10 points of healing on them.
Okay, Revan, you feel yourself like rejuvenated, as if you have the healing power just bring you back up to more of your former strength, and you are healed all that much. So how much was that again? 10, is that?
Yes.
Okay, you are healed for 10. So add 10
in
back
the
onto your
game,
health.
bitches.
Very nice.
Back in the game, bitches.
Okay, now it's back to Revan.
Alright. With my, newfound 10 HP, I'm literally just gonna, run straight up to him. Maybe just slash him straight up the back.
Okay, cool. You go for it.
Yeah.
You run up towards him, join Jared around the back as you guys just look at each other and just go, "Let's do this." As you just swing your greatsword upwards against this guy's back, making sure not to hit Varric's hands from the back. Roll me a hit.
16, it'd be my attack bonuses, wouldn't it?
Yes.
That's 21 on that.
Now you have advantage, so roll it again, see if it's higher.
No.
Okay, no worries. So what was the number you got in the end?
16 plus 5 would be 21.
Okay, 21. Fantastic. So you slash up his back. You realise now that all of you guys are just completely wrecking his hair, his suit, his life at this point in time. Roll me damage for that slash.
And it's all by a hug.
If I nether blasted him, would it hit Venric?
If you were to never blast him, because you successfully hit him and not Venric, then it won't actually affect Venric.
Can I add my nether blast on that?
You can indeed.
Okay, so that's that plus a d4. So for the original damage, that's an 8.
Okay.
Wait, is that plus my proficiency?
Yeah, that's your proficiency on top of that, yeah.
Yep, that's 10 then.
10, yep.
And then a 4 for my nether blast.
Okay, so that's 14 damage. Lava. Let's see.
Not so cocky now though, huh?
Yeah, well, I don't know.
This is all part of a hug as well. My successful hugs.
I have a feeling that this is all part of his plan.
Okie dokie. Right. Well done on that one.
Is it possible to step back after that, Dom?
You already used your move action just to get towards his back.
Oh yeah, that's fine.
That's
Now he's
absolutely
going to
fine.
activate the crystal and blow all of you guys up. Have res on my own.
Okay, so what is now going to happen is, it is now Sherudo's turn. And what he's going to do is, first things first, he's just going to see if he can rake out of this bear hug grip. Which he sadly can't. But that's not an issue for him because he's going to activate a legendary action. Now, he can only activate a certain amount of legendary actions per turns. And he's going to use his legendary action to just seemingly poof out of your arms and replace himself with the Shockjammer statue. So now, Venric, you are now holding the statue of Shockjammer, and because that statue is so much heavier than an actual human being, roll me a strength check to see if you can keep it in your arms.
A saving strength check.
So that's a strength saving throw.
Strength saving throw. So
This
that's
could-
19 with my strength saving throw is a plus 5. So it's 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24.
Okay, you think to yourself at first, is that a statue of Shockjammer? But you realise with your mighty drunken strength at this point that you don't really care about it all. If anything, your bear hug just starts getting tighter and tighter around it because you're just visualising Shockjammer in your face. And you've effectively just crush the statue as it just collapses into two pieces. The legs falling down and the headpiece falling backwards, just slamming in front of you, Revan, and Jeff.
You know, I think you guys
Not a bad bear hug.
That's great. It's just
You
too
realise
hilarious.
realizes it's Shockjammer and just like, oh.
Well, now it's in 2 parts, so I could technically crush the Shockjammer in 2.
Hey. Okay,
Now
so
you have weapons.
so he's done that
I
in
know I
order
have
to.
weapons.
So he's done that in order to poof himself out of the way. He's now standing where the statue is, which has now spaced him quite a bit from where you three are. Not so much from where Jay is, because Jay's out of the way, ready to do his marksman thing. Ooh, excuse me. And effectively now, he is angry. He's really angry. He's got the back of his just suit like completely cut open. His hair's just completely messed up. He's got a friggin' crossbow bolt in his shoulder that he just janks out and throws to the floor. He just takes off his suit as he looks at all of you guys, and as he does, he just goes, "Okay, this is what I live for. Let the party begin." And as he does, he just brings out of his hands 4 knives between each hand. 4 of them going towards Jeff, the other 4 going towards Meris.
Maybe he just doesn't like bards.
Maybe, yeah.
Nobody likes bards.
So, Jeff, what's your AC?
16.
Okay, he hits a 7 on that one, so he misses. That's fine. And Mirrors, what's your AC?
15.
Okay, he completely misses that one as well. That's absolutely fine. But luckily for him, he's just so angry, he's now just going to chuck another series of 4 daggers just at all 3 of you guys in a cone, hoping to hit as many of you as possible. So one of them is heading towards Jeff, one of them heading towards Revan, and 2 heading towards Venric. So let's have a look at that. What did you say your AC was again, Jeff?
16.
So he crit you.
Oh.
So if I do this damage for you first, and then we'll see how it ends up for everyone else. So he crits you. That's only with the 1 dagger. So you'll take max damage plus an extra. Okay, so that's that. And add these things on top.
And Jeff's got
You take 8 points of damage from that 1 dagger.
Oh, okay. I'm fine with
And
it.
then, just to make it interesting, Revan, because you've got it, he crits you. So that's... You take 11 points of damage. And Venric with the 2 daggers. What's your AC?
13.
He actually misses you
Twice.
on that one. Okay. So he's thrown all those daggers out in pure rage, and you see that as soon as he's thrown out those daggers, the daggers that he's thrown, whether they've hit you or not, just like phase out of your bodies, like with purple energy, and just magically appear back into his hands, ready for the next turn.
He's got one of my tricks.
I'm
Okie dokie.
guessing where you were so angry, you didn't judge my size or something. He was just
Oh,
like,
yeah.
he's a big person.
He was so pissed he just did it without even thinking. Hence why. And plus, because you were a dwarf, it just went straight over your head.
Well,
I can like
it's kind of annoying to be 8 foot now.
Okay, speaking of Venric, it's your turn.
that. Whose turn?
Your turn.
Oh, I'd like to. What should I do? I'll go to have a little swig of my alcohol, so at least I'm getting nice and proficient. Take my battle axe and run towards this assassin to take a nice swing at him if possible.
Oh, totally. So you get out your battle axe and you just charge in towards him, doing your drunken war cry, going in for that slash. Roll it.
What do I roll?
That's
Normal.
D20 plus your attack bonus with your axe.
So that's 6.
You just
I
got to...
rolled a 1 on the d20 and my attack bonus of 5.
Hey, critical miss.
Critical miss. I just swing at the
So,
the drum.
so you go up towards him and you swing, thinking that you've hit something. If anything, you've hit the pedestal that he's standing on, that used to be the pedestal that the statue was standing on.
God damn it.
And your axe is now stuck in there, unless you try to pull it out. If you
I'd
want
like to try and pull it out.
okay, roll me a strength check to see if you can pull it out.
Do I do a strength saving throw?
So that's just a d20 plus your strength modifier.
17, 18, 19, 20.
Okay, so luckily you are able to save your axe and you just whip it back out, and looking at the assassin, you just think to yourself, I'm not missing next time.
Can I be in the defensive position just to be on guard, like have the axe kind of covering my body a little bit more?
Oh yeah, sure. So like covering it as if like you've got like the hilt on the blade, like covering you that little bit, ready for the defensive position. By all means, that's cool.
Nice.
Right, Jeff, you'll go, buddy.
Hello. Right. So where is everyone currently?
So Revan's still standing right next to you, and
Okay.
Venric's now in front of you with Sherudo, the assassin that's come out to fight you guys. He's to the side a little bit because he did jam his battle axe into the little stand that the statue was on originally. So basically, you could just beeline straight to the dude if you so wanted.
I would like to run towards him,
Alright.
get into his face,
Yep.
and then I would like to hit him around the head with my with my warhammer again.
Okay, go for it. Roll it.
I got 12.
Got a 12. You go to swing for his head, and he just steps to one side as the hammer just swings down and bashes right next to him. As he looks at you with both this look of cockiness as well as pure rage at this point.
Well. Jeff is screwed.
And I don't think there's much else you can do on your turn.
No.
Because you have moved and attacked. You tried though. You did try, Jeff. And Mirus, it's now your turn.
Can I cast Bane on this assassin?
Bane! Why yes, you can Bane. So for the people at home, what does your Bane do?
Okay, so creature has to take intelligence saving throw, and if it fails this intelligence saving throw, its next attack action will be reduced by 1d4.
Oh, lovely. That's actually
So
really
if they fail, you blow up Gotham.
good. I like that.
And if he succeeds, then nothing happens.
Yeah, whenever a target that fails the saving throw and makes an attack roll or saving throw before the spell ends, the target must roll a d4 and subtract the number rolled from the attack roll or saving throw. Cool. Okay, let's roll for that saving throw. See what Sherudo does. But as he does, you're just basically like singing a tune to, like towards his general direction. That's just making him like feel like inferior on the inside, like giving him that natural debuff action. Let's roll it. See what saving throw I get.
I'm playing the sound of a cat screech.
Oh, very good. I like it. So that is a... I've got charisma saving throw here. And...
Is it charisma? It says it has it in my sheet.
That's charisma in my book.
Okay, charisma.
No worries. Okay, so... I get a... So he's listening to all these sounds that are emitting around him, and as he does, you can tell that it's just getting to him to a point where it looks as if he's having an internal struggle with himself to try and calm down whatever's now just edging into his mind. Your Bane is now active.
Yeah, boy.
I'd also like to cast healing word on myself.
Okay, go for it.
That'd be using my level 1.
Yeah, that's
slot.
fine.
Hold on. That is a 3 plus my spell bonus, which is a 6, so that's a 9.
Very good. You heal yourself all that 9. Gorgeous. Now because you did that, I'm gonna say you can't move because you've been
That's
concentrating so hard to make all the stuff happen. But well done indeed. Okay, Revan, back to you.
Alright, I have an idea. Okay, so, you know the statue?
Yes.
Could I pick up the head?
Yes.
I was just about to. Wipe the blood from the hole where the dagger was, draw a mustache on the head, and just throw it at him, followed by my greatsword, so the head's like a distraction.
Okay, you can throw either the head or the greatsword.
Yes, it's your bonus.
Throw the head, throw the head, throw the head, throw the head.
I was about to say, could I not throw it as a bonus action and just not move?
I would let you do it. I mean, but it is dependent. I'll let you do it only if you're capable of throwing the head. If you can throw the head successfully, I will let you throw your sword.
Okay.
So first things first, roll me a d20 to see if you can put the mustache on it. And you know
That
what?
requires its own roll.
For something for added detail, This is a performance check.
Okay. Well, I rolled an 18. My performance is +4. So that's
You draw
22.
that mustache. Like you get that blood and make sure that it is a thick, swirling red mustache, just to put emphasis on how, like, just for extra measure as well. You just put like blood cartoony glasses and like like emphasis on his like big nose, all that on the head. Like you take a lot of time like putting together like an Art Attack style view of this head. As
Better make that a 1080p HD.
as you are now ready. Roll me a strength check to see if you can pick that thing up.
That's a 15 plus my strength, which is 3, which is an 18.
So you take both of your hands, lift up the statue head, and as you do, the head of it is looking directly at Sherudo, and as it does, Venric and Jeff just turn backwards and see what you've done to the head, and are just thinking, nice.
Jeff is proud of this. Jeff is
Can I
happy.
just start giggling at it? Just
Oh,
like
yeah.
so-
Okay, and now that you've been able to
Jeff
pick it
also
up,
talks in the third person now.
now you've been able to pick it up, roll the attack, which will be your d20 plus your dexterity.
And that's a 16.
Overall, is that?
Yeah, 15 plus 1 for my dex.
Okay, so you...
Actually, wait.
Ooh,
Yeah. Yeah, go for it.
yeah, 16.
Yeah.
Okay, you throw that head towards him as a distraction. It doesn't hit him, sadly, but it does make him just look at it as it flies by him, smashes into one of the windows of the estate behind him, and he's concentrating on that. As he's concentrating on that, throw that sword.
Yeah. Aww. It's
But you
an
would
8.
have disadvantage, right?
8 plus strength, right?
Yeah,
Or
but
advantage.
you do have advantage because he is distracted.
So, do me roll
So
again?
you,
or-
so you roll your d20 again, yeah.
Oh, yay. Christ.
Get a crit.
I roll a 13 plus my strength, which is 3. So that's 16.
Okay, so
Wait,
Higher.
would that add my proficiency at all?
your attack bonus, that is, so...
Oh, okay, hold on.
Oh,
That'd be
wait.
18.
Oh wait, no, that isn't, because that's just a d20 plus your dex. That's your
Yeah,
dex
yeah, so-
modifier and your proficiency, because it is a weapon you do know how to use.
16 then. So that's 13 plus 1 plus 2.
Okay, 16 overall. You hope now, knowing that he is distracted by your amazing use of the head. You throw your greatsword, hoping to do exactly what you did last time, only with more efficiency this time round. As you see the sword again, just narrowly dodging him, as it just sticks against the brick mortar just near him. As he turns back round towards you, and just thinks, "Nice try, Death Knights."
It was worth a shot. Great mustache then.
At this moment in time, just Revan just looks at Jeff, Venric, and Maris. How would you guys rate the mustache?
Holds up the
10
score
out of
to
10.
card of 10.
Jeff says 11 out of 10.
Yeah, it cuts to us all sat like a judging bench and we call up cards.
So you'll just put up 10s out of just like how finely crafted that mustache was.
Yeah. However, if
This
we're going
lets
to judge the
Sherudo
crowd,
confused in a way, though, Dom. Be like, the hell?
I don't think these guys are taking this seriously.
Yeah, it's just like a case of, the hell is this about? It just leave him so confused.
Oh yeah.
If I'm
Like you
if
just
I'm gonna die, I'm gonna enjoy it. Considering I used my bonus action, I can't summon my sword back, so I'm just gonna stand there with my arms folded, just looking unimpressed with my own throw.
okay. Nicely done. And it is now his turn. And on his turn, he's still kind of angry, but what he's gonna do now is something really interesting. He's gonna use his legendary action like he did last time and switch places with Revan.
The fuck?
So he's now switched places with you, but the trick is you're facing the wall, not him.
You can grab your sword.
Yeah, I was just about to say, can I just grab my sword again?
No, because this ain't your turn. And quite frankly, this happens so fast that you don't notice it. And now that you've changed places between each other, he's going to throw another cone of knives, try and hit all three of you. 2 heading towards Venric, 2 towards Revan, 1 towards Jeff. So,
You said 4, and then how is there 5?
oh,
now?
sorry. That's me miscounting. So 2 to Revan, 2 to Venric. So,
He is Bane, so he does lose.
oh yeah, I have to roll
Jeff is
before.
not targeted.
Yeah, I have to roll before after I do the 20, just to make sure. Just to minus that. That's fine. Okay, so that's that. And that Venric, that's 14 against you.
Damn it, it's hit me. I'm the class of 13.
Oh no. So there's 2 daggers just sting into like the back of your shoulder as you ring forward a little bit with the battle axe in your hands, and you take 6 points of damage.
Has my profanity ended, Dom?
Sorry.
Would my profanity have ended?
Your profanity's still active until you say it's not.
I thought it was only active for a minute or so. Never mind. Go on.
Alright, no worries. So yeah, you take that damage from there.
6
Revan,
damage, isn't it?
yeah. Revan, you've got 2 daggers come towards you. Minus for 4 on top of that. Wow, he's 3 against your AC.
Yeah, I got 17 AC, bro.
So the daggers that are meant to hit you just go and just fling by the sides of your face as they just stick into the wall in front of you. As you're just like, what the hell? I'm not supposed to be here. And you just
And he says I've got a terrible throw.
and you just turn back
like a
around.
rep-
You just turn back around to see him as he's just so pissed off that he has just missed. But he's just gonna magic back those 2 daggers that are stuck in the wall, bring them back into his hands, and try and throw them again at you. One last time. Can he do it? He crits.
Are you a
That's,
crit magnet?
you take 15 points of damage.
Who did?
Wait. Who did?
You did.
Wait, what? How?
He threw his daggers at you and critted.
Oh. Wait, did you say 15?
15.
I just turned into a sword.
You died.
Have you died?
Yep.
Okay, so what happens in this case is you've basically taken the fatal blow and you are now just laying down on the floor just with these daggers in you as the daggers are slowly being vaped out back into his hands as he's just cackling in pure enjoyment that he has caused one of you to die. So because it is when it goes back onto your turn, we'll sort something out. But in the meantime, you are technically classed as bleeding out on the floor, dying. Okay.
Well, this sucks.
Because how much remaining HP would you be left on?
Jeff is sad.
Me?
Yeah,
You said 15, yeah?
yeah.
-1.
Okay, yeah. So you're just heavily bleeding out at this moment in time, as the other party members are looking at you, just going, "What the fuck?"
Jesus!
Considering it's my turn next time, can I go in a state of rage?
You can unleash that rage.
Can I unleash that rage due to the fact one of my party members have now become fatally wounded by this?
Oh yeah. So basically, what happens is you see your friend fall to what seems to be his death at this moment in time, as you just recall all those memories of you guys in the prison, all the fun times, all the bad times, all the epic times, and as you remember all those times together, you are just made madder and madder and madder as you just get red with pure drunken rage as you raise the battle axe in your hand, staring towards the guy, going, "Ah!" What do you want to do?
Yeah. I want to charge right towards him with my great axe, screaming in anger and the redness. With my axe held high, I want to go for the decapitation.
Decapitation! Okay, roll it. Oh no.
Okay.
What did you get?
I rolled a 1.
Oh no. Oh
I
no.
rolled a 1.
Oh.
Hashtag one squad.
Just a
Oh.
1 on a D20.
So you're raging and going absolutely mental as you're charging at this guy, and you go to strike at him, and so what you're doing is you're just wildly swinging at what you think is his face, and basically you just cut the grass around him. That's a pure rage. Well done.
Well, I'm losing giving the greenery a bit of a trim.
True. Not gonna lie.
It doesn't look like it's been cut in like a year.
Very good. Okay, with that done, Jeff, it is your turn.
Okay. I want to run up to him again and hit him with my warhammer again.
Okay, so you're just as pissed off, but obviously you don't go into a rage. You try and keep calm and collected, as you want to enact revenge, hammer style. You bring that hammer around to the side, hoping to just batter one of his arms hard enough so he can no longer use it to throw daggers. Roll that hit.
16.
Ooh. So you swing that hammer and it smacks him into his arm, causing his arm to be thrown across him out of pure pain. Roll for damage.
$11.
Okay, lovely. Okie dokie. So you've hit his hammer. You've hit his hammer. You hit him with your hammer, and his arm has just careened back. You haven't caused him to lose enough strength in it so that he can't throw it. But you feel as if he was to throw from that hammer, well, from that, wow, he's throwing from hammers now. This is bad. But if he was to throw from that hand on that arm, you could tell it's not gonna feel good on his end at all.
Hey Dom, have some of my beer.
Thank you.
That might wake him
Thank you.
up. No problem.
And Merris, you'll go.
I'm gonna do something that may not actually do anything, but we'll see. Can I?
Heal Revan! Heal Revan!
I can't heal it because like bleeding out. It wouldn't have any effect. Can I cast a minor illusion of the same rock that Revan threw back at the assassin?
You know what? Yes, you can.
Spooky Shockjammer head.
So what you do is you create a minor illusion in your hands, as if you have the same head that Revan threw a while back in your hands, as you just throw it towards his general direction. Now, I want you to roll me a d20, but because you have been using a minor illusion, instead of using your dexterity modifier, use your charisma modifier.
Okay. That's a 9 plus charisma plus 4, so that's a plus 30. I don't get proficiency, no?
No, not with this one. No, you do add your spell bonus though.
Spell bonus. Okay, so that's 13 plus 6, that's 19.
Oh, very good. So you throw this minor illusion head, and as you've thrown this minor illusion head as Sherudo, he's looking at it, thinking to himself, "Oh no, not again!" He goes to put his hands up in order to block the blow, and of course, because it's an illusion, it just phases right through him, but he has his hands up. So if you were to do anything else or throw anything, or even attack him at this point while he has his hands up, he will just not see it coming and have disadvantage.
So to allow me to attack.
Yep,
Can I cast Vicious Mockery?
you can. What does Vicious Mockery do again?
Your head's too small for your body.
Insult the target, though they do not need to understand you. If they can hear you, they must succeed a wisdom save. They take 1d4 damage regardless of whether they actually do the saving throw, and if they fail, they get disadvantage on the next one.
Okay, brilliant. Fantabby Daisy. Right, wisdom saving throw. Basically, you're now sing. Okay, you know what, Jay? Make this interesting. Sing us the song of vicious mockery.
Sing this song. I do not feel comfortable singing.
Or just say the words of the song that you would speak that would cause vicious mockery upon Sherudo.
I just feel like, it's just an illusion. What are you doing?
Your mother is a hamster. Your mother is a hamster.
So you're just sending in all these cheesy insults into his ear as he does
Everyone
go
just
for.
rings in.
Yeah, as he does go for the saving throw. It's a wisdom saving throw. Oh, wow! Out of the sake of telling everyone what you actually did, you got a critical fail on that one.
Welcome to the one squad.
So he takes out 1d4 of psychic damage, which you want to roll.
That is a 1, unfortunately.
Okay, no worries. So that's that. But now he's just got all these voices stuck in his head, so he's just ringing around, thinking to himself, "Ah, stop, stop, no!"
The voices! The voices!
Pretty much, he's going to have a ton of disadvantage on his next attack at this rate. Okie dokie. And on that, it is Revan's turn. So basically now, you are rolling to save your life. So on your character sheet, you will notice that you have 3 death rolls. Basically, you need to make sure that you can roll a successful Constitution saving throw. If you do, you will regain enough hit points to just stay alive, and by enough hit points I mean just enough to stay alive. If you fail, you get 2 more chances when your turns to come around, or you're dead.
Whoa.
Okay, so Constitution saving throw. Go!
16 plus 5 on my Constitution modifier, that's 21.
And roll me a d4.
A D4?
A d4.
Oh dear. And that's a 3.
Okay, you are on 2 HP.
Christ.
You're on 2 HP, you are laying on the ground prone at this moment in time, but the pupils in your eye just come back into knowing as you just start moving around slightly around you, and you're just thinking to yourself about that near-death experience you have just had.
Yo, guys, I was dead as fuck.
What?
Oh shit, bad.
Oh. Well, can't keep a death knight down forever.
Jesus Christ.
Death Knight is supposed to stop.
Oh, screw you, Bard. Nobody likes you anyway. Can I just roll off? Can I just roll off and take full cover behind something?
Well, sadly, that
roll
will take your whole turn.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll just.
He's disadvantaged to hell, so.
Dis-
He won't kill you again.
Yeah, I'm just
Disadvantaged.
gonna Yeah, can I just roll off this small platform, roll around the statue, and stay completely hidden here?
Okay, so what you do is, because you were on top of that pedestal when you died, you're prone on that pedestal. So you can, oh excuse me, you roll to the side, using what energy you've been able to keep inside of you to see if you can roll to the side of the pedestal and somewhat just blend into the layer of grass that is on the floor. What I want you to do to help you to roll is roll me a dexterity check. Or, no, even better, roll me athletics.
Athletics? Oh dear. Okay. That's fine. 16 plus 3. That's 19.
Oh, very good, very good. Basically, you just take in all the energy you can at this point, you go, and just take one big roll as you just flop onto the grassy knoll. And
Hang on, I have a sound effect for this. Give me 1 sec.
oh. There you go. Perfect. Very well done.
Make sure it's not barking.
Just
Okay, so that's very good. It's now Sherudo's turn. He's got voices in his head and he is about to be dead. They talk to him. and he is going to use his legendary action to poof and switch places with Meris. So now all of you guys being Venric, Jeff, and Meris are now grouped in with one another, as he is now a little ways away from you guys. And he, even though with all these voices in his head, he is going to try and throw just a series of 8 daggers at all of you.
Oh dear.
Now the trick is he has disadvantage on this, and he's just going to throw one big attack to see if it just hits all of you. If it does, great. If it doesn't, better. Let's see. So, disadvantage. Disadvantage. Okay, so he rolls 10 versus your ACs.
No, he misses me.
Misses
17 right there.
Very good stuff. So, because he has all these voices stuck in his head and he's just so mad, he's just throwing all these knives just out of pure rage at this moment in time, and they're just scattered all over the place. Some digging into grass, some even landing into the door frame of the estate. They all seem to vanish not soon afterwards, but you are clearly seeing this guy's now going insane at this point in time, with the fact of all these things going through his head, and he just can't hit for shit. Simple as. Okay, Venric. You do that, Rage Man.
I'm still in rage, aren't I?
Oh yeah.
Good. I want to sheath my my battle axe,
Right.
and I want to rugby tackle him in my rage to the ground.
I like it. Okay. That will be D20 plus your strength modifier.
15.
So you do go for a rugby tackle. You take your hands, you wrap him around him, but it's just not enough to take him down to the floor, but you have put him back into a bear hug again. So...
Oh, that's good.
But because your bear hug isn't as strong as it was last time, because you were concentrating on the tackle, instead of doing the D8, only roll me a D4.
Ooh, hang on, give me a second. D4. That is a 2.
Okie dokie. It takes a little bit of damage when you go immediately, being grabbed on by you, his waist, feeling that pain from the wrench you gave him earlier, and taking that damage to boot. But the great thing is, because you are holding him strong enough at least, he will still have disadvantage on attacks that are swung at him, or shot at him. So, up next we have... It's Jeff.
Yay! I want to do the exact same as before, so I run up to him and hit him with my hammer.
Okie dokie, so you charge up to him, you jump off of the back of Venric, hoping to get that big swing onto his head. Roll me that hit.
We have 17 plus 3, which is 20.
Very good. So you've jumped off of Venric's back and you swing your hammer down, and as it does, it smacks him into the head to the point where it causes him to have some whiplash into his head as well, just wringing it completely in pain. Damage, please.
11.
Oh, 1 point of damage. Very good. Very good. Lovely. With that done, he is now bleeding out of his nose quite badly, with blood going over his lips and down past his chin, part of it dripping onto the back of Venric, as Venric is still just mad as hell at this point in time.
Would the blood actually make me more angry, because it'd be like a blood rage?
Well, you can't actually see the blood because you're looking down at his feet thinking, rage! At this point in time. Meris, it is your turn.
Am I able to cast an ability that would be a bonus action as well as a bonus action?
Explain.
So basically I would have double cast healing word, but it's a bonus action, so could I use it as a normal action and then cast it again as a bonus action?
Because it is only a bonus action, it will only just be a bonus action.
Okay, just wanted to clarify.
Right, no worries.
I'll just... Can I move into range of Revan? Because he's hid behind the statue.
Yeah, if anything, the poof has actually brought you that little bit closer to Revan, so you can walk that little bit closer towards him just to make sure that your healing word does hit him appropriately.
I'd like to just take a pot shot at the assassin.
Okay, go. Roll it. You whip out your crossbow. He is held by Venric at this point in time. You shoot your crossbow at him, hoping to hit his chest this time round. Roll that attack.
And this is advantage roll.
Oh yeah, you have advantage as well, yeah.
Okay, so first roll 16.
Cool.
Second roll's 3, so I'll go with 16.
Okay. It's 16 overall, is it?
No, 16 plus 5, which is 21.
Oh, very good. So you shoot that crossbow and it goes straight into the chest where his heart is supposed to be. And for that split moment in time, you think to yourself as he looks and goes, as he just coughs up a bunch of blood that just seems to fly, not onto Venric's back, but just past where Venric is. As you see just this white dilution starting to fill his pupils. Roll that damage.
4.
Yeah, he's supposed to.
Oh, no, wait, it's a D8, isn't it?
Ooh. Ooh.
I rolled a D4.
Oh, no, we're done with that. He ate it.
That's a 6.
Oh, 6. There we go.
Bonus action, healing words on Revan.
Okay, go. You know what? Just because this is a bonus action and you're closer to Revan at this point in time, just that little bit, I won't even roll you to see if you hit. Just roll for the heal.
That's a 2.
Okay.
Plus 6, which is an 8.
Okay. Revan plus 8.
It's something.
Okay, that puts me at 10.
There you go. You're
Fair.
further away from death. There we
You can
go.
take 1 hit, or 2 hits. Before
Okay,
Well,
fantastic.
become an aspect of death, I have to first experience it.
Okay. And
Death Knight.
And on that, Revan, it is your turn. You have been energized by the healing words. You have saved yourself from imminent death. What would you like to do now?
I don't want to go dying again. How's Mr. White looking?
Well, Sherudo, now bearing in mind, he's bleeding out of his nose and that blood's dropping onto that. Venric, he's coughed up quite a considerable amount of blood after having that crossbow bolt sticking where his heart is. He's still alive, but he is on the cusp of death, and you can smell it because you're a Death Knight. You know what death is, and you know.
He's just experienced it.
Yeah, exactly.
Alright, what I'm gonna do is stand up, hold my arm over my wound, summon my greatsword to my hand, walk over to him, and literally just put it through his chest.
Okie
Oh,
dokie.
look,
So you stand yourself.
Brian, hold him to me.
Yep. So it's still advantage. So you pick yourself back up, giving a nod over to Merris for giving you that much needed heal, as you slowly approach him, taking your hand out as the great sword manifests itself into your hand. You just intimidatingly stroll towards him as you go to stab him straight in the middle of his chest. Roll that hit.
It's an advantage, so I'd roll twice, right?
Yes, and the highest one wins.
Oh, fuck. Ah, that one was a 3, so that's not gonna happen. And that actually, wow, okay. That's a 19, which I do crit on.
Oh,
The finishing move. Okay.
okay. So, Dan, Revan, I'm going to say to you the greatest words any DM could say to any guy that lands a crit. How do you want to do this?
Okay. I'm gonna place the very, very tip of my longsword, my greatsword, right on his chest. Look him dead in the eyes as I say, "You think you can kill me? I am death," and just push it as far as I can, straight through him.
Nice. Now that's max damage plus an additional roll of your damage on top.
All right, so that's 12 initial damage. plus 2 5s, so a 10 on that.
So that's 22 so
So that's
far.
22. And is it possible to add my Nether Blast?
Overkill.
If you want to overkill, go for it.
Just
And that's a 2 on my Nether Blast.
he
So
could be bluffing.
24.
He could have like 100 HP.
Right, so that's 24 overall, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, you shove this thing straight through his chest, and as you do, you just hear a big just ring out of him, and he flops down onto your greatsword as Venric is still holding him quite tight in the rage, and you've just shoved that greatsword inside of him. Now, at this point in time, you go up to your greatsword to just pull it back out very slowly, as if to satisfy yourself with the kill. But as you do, you see one of his hands just grab onto the blade, stare with his dead white eyes straight into you, and he just says one last thing. Be careful. He will not be as easy as I.
Yeah, whatever. I'm just gonna rip the sword out.
Yeah, and he just flops down. You rip the sword out. Venric, you are still holding his body. Do you want to do anything fancy with him because you're still raging?
Draw a mustache on him.
Oh, dead guy. Throw him to the floor.
I want to throw his corpse into the building, just like we're coming through a Shockjammer. I want to throw it into the center, like the circular building, so it like lands right in like the shock thing and going, "We're coming for you next."
Okay, so
Go!
what your character does is he takes the dead, lifeless body of Sherudo onto the floor. You grab his legs, make sure that the other guys have spaced out enough, as you just start to gain momentum and swing around with his legs, with his legs, just swinging and gaining more and more and more momentum. And what I want you to do is, I want you to roll me a d20, and because it's a dead body and you're using your strength and your dex on this one, roll me a d20 and add both your strength and dex modifiers on top.
So that's a 19 plus my strength modifier with 3, so that's 18, sorry, 19, sorry, where did I get 18 from? 19, 20, 21, 22, and which with my dexterity of 0, so that's 19, 20, 21, 22.
Okay, so with this giant swing, you've gained enough momentum, and in your rage, you just go. You throw that lifeless corpse of Sherudo towards the estate, and you look closely at where Revan was at the very beginning of this struggle, where he was on top of that little pathway bit with the circular window they used to look through where those 3 knights were. The body flies through that glass circular window, smashes it, and all you hear is the smashing of glass as the body flies through, and you just going, "Ugh!"
Have some of that!
Field goal!
And how would you rate that, guys? Go back to the panel.
But,
Look at the panel, just like, ah!
unfortunately, my sign is a bit bloody, but it's still a 10.
Let me just roll.
Roll a d10, see how you grade it.
Yeah, why not?
An 8.
Not bad, not bad,
8.
not bad.
Hold on. I want to roll 2.
Do it.
Got a 1.
Oh, god damn. Can I
Jeff
just look at
isn't
Jeff like,
impressed.
re-rated?
It's like
I'll be impressed by this.
it's like you see the 2 8s and think it's pretty good, but then you see Jeff's result with a 1, and you just think, are you that Russian judge? Like that one judge that purposely
Camera
knocks you
cuts to
down.
studio
Yeah.
order.
There was no mustache.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. He had
Ah.
no mustache on it.
There you go. With that done, guys, you see all these these ash remnants of all these bodies lying around the place. You have the army on the inside dead, and as you look inside the estate, you do see the bloody, battered, and quite frankly, well-thrown body of Sherudo just laying on top of a wad of the army men that he has decimated. Guys, your siege has been a pretty damn good success.
Hey, they needed the distraction. I think we made the best distraction yet.
Do you know,
Although
if he had kept all of those soldiers alive, he probably would have won.
Yep.
There you
Well,
go.
I suppose that's what you get when you be cocky.
Very true on that.
Although I died, not impressed with that.
Yeah.
Could do
And I
without
blew
that.
I blew all my spell cast healing just you.
And yourself.
I healed myself one time.
Once.
Very nice. Okay, so you guys are now going to head towards the estate and head inside. And
I wonder
as
where
you
the other guys are.
and as you do, climbing over the corpses, I want to ask you guys: does anyone want to check any of the corpses at all as you're walking past them?
Yeah, can I just like pilfer everything?
Well, what I want to do is I want all of you to roll me an insight check.
Insight.
What? I was just rolling d20.
Da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
So,
I have a 12, Dom.
okay, you got a 12,
Oh, an 18.
18.
That's 15 plus 3.
Okay. Maris,
Hold
how'd you do?
Hold on.
No worries.
7 plus insight, yeah?
Yep.
You know, I just realised something. The last person that Jeff probably could have got a golden hammer off exploded.
Yep.
I got in total of 14.
Okay, 14. And Jeff, what did you get?
22.
Jesus Christ.
Very good. So, pretty much all of you are just able to inside check all of the dwarves and just give them like a quick once over to find out what they all have. If anything, all of these dwarves, because they were killed so fast, they landed onto their hammers that they're wearing, and their hammers are terrible. Like, their hammers are like the lowest of the low, like crude, basic iron hammers.
Do they have any gold or anything, Dom?
Armor?
No, do they have gold? Just
I
in
doubt
general,
they would
gold
bring-
pieces,
Well-
silver pieces.
Well, that's the fun thing. Because Jared got such a high check, he's able to look at all these guys' pockets as he's just going through them, just very fast, mind you. And he basically just looks up to all of you guys, reveals his hands, and when he does, he just has inside of his hands. If you give me 1 second, because I'm actually going to roll for this. Okay. So
Times the number by 1,000.
not doing that. Don't be greedy. Okay.
Fine.
Yeah. Okay. So with that, he reveals his hands, basically show that all of these guards are actually holding 28 gold pieces each.
And there was 100 of them, right?
Yes. So do the math.
Fine for me.
280 gold between the four of you.
Not bad.
It's 280 or 70.
So would you want
Well,
to split the gold?
2,800, wasn't
Would you want to pilfer
If
the
they
gold
have
and
28.
split it up
Isn't that
between
70
you?
each?
280 divided.
it? Well, it's not 280, is it? Because they're 100 and they had 28 each.
Yeah, 200.
So it'd be 2,800, right? If there's 100 guys and each one has 28 gold.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Yeah,
2,800.
2,800.
It'd be
Yeah,
2,800, yeah.
very good point. Just
700 gold each.
You would have been sold on 17 fucking gold.
You got
We get 700 gold each.
700 gold each. Well done.
I can buy myself a golden.
You just melt the gold pieces down and just
Make
Make
a
it.
hammer.
Oh, yeah. Everyone, I need to borrow your 700 gold we just looted.
Can I just like punch him for that?
For a
type
very
of-
good cause.
No, this is not. This is not a Knight's Tale. We're not turning you into a jouster, and I'm not giving you any gold.
Aw.
So we all have now 710 gold.
I have 715.
Very
I'm
good.
sure I only have 700.
Okay, so with all of that done, now trick is as well, because Jared rolled so high, he's able to go through what's left of
I rolled an
Sherudo.
18.
I
I
know,
rolled pretty high too.
I know. You've all done pretty well. Don't worry. But basically,
It's not 22.
after you've sorted out your gold, some of you even throwing it up around you and just doing the whole "Oh, dreamer," like just being
I'm just
like
putting in my
showered in
finger to
gold.
Can I dive into my gold like Scrooge McDuck?
It's like you'll be diving into a body of dwarves.
I'm doing it.
You just dive into the dwarves and you just like do a backstroke through all the dead bodies. Just like I'm rolling in the dough.
Everyone's just looking at me like, what the fuck are you doing?
Like you take your sweet time enjoying and reveling in your victory, and as you do, you all slowly and seemingly just seem to gather around Sherudo's body. Now, because you investigated so high, you investigate the body, and you end up finding what seems to be a piece of parchment inside his waistcoat. So who would like to grab the parchment? Who would like to grab it and read it?
I'd like to grab it and read it. If
I'm not
possible.
touching anything off of a dead person's body.
Wait. Can I detect magic first on the scroll?
Ah, very good move. Jeffy, roll it, please. That'll be an arcana. That will be an arcana check.
15.
Okay, you roll. You just give a quick body check around the entirety of Sherudo, and strangely enough, the parchment, absolutely fine. However, do find something magical on him. You rummage on the other side of his waistcoat, and you find a magical dagger. This dagger is a dagger of phasing. So this dagger, when you throw it, it does the same.
Faces the stun.
So it does the exact same thing that a regular dagger would do if you were to use it in melee or throw it. It would do regular damage as a dagger would do, but the trick with it, that when you throw it at somebody, you can phase it back to you as a bonus action.
Whoa.
Now the trick is,
So
you've
there's
found
only one.
this, and there is only one.
Hey, don't worry about it. I can't throw anything anyway.
So
I can't throw anything. I'd rather wield my weapons than throw a weapon.
so who would like this throwing
Wait.
dagger?
What material is it? Like, what is it? Steel? Is it?
It's steel.
Perfect.
Very
Normal
well
dagger.
made and crafted stainless steel. You can actually see your face in it when you bring it close enough to you.
We should give it to the bard. He's a vain. Nah.
Oh,
I'm gonna take it.
Okay.
It may not be a hammer, but it phases, so it's cool.
Can we
Okay.
hold on to it for someone later on?
you can,
Like, if
by all
someone
means.
Is like keep it in our inventory for someone who's good at throwing.
That's fine.
Yeah, I don't have very high dex. Well, +3, but I don't have very high dex modifier, so it would be fairly useless
Okay,
to me.
that's absolutely fine. So basically, Jeff picks it up. You all just natter for a moment as to who would benefit most from it, but you agree none of you, at least at this moment in time, would benefit from it. So Jeff, it's just sitting in your inventory at the moment. So just make sure it is in your
Okay.
inventory. Just put dagger of phasing, and yeah, there you go. Now, Benric, you picked up
Yes.
that parchment. Open it up for me.
Do I roll anything?
Oh no, just say how you would open up this parchment.
Well,
Smashes it with a
fortunately,
hammer.
not to rip any of the paper. And investigate the paper, see if there's like a seal on it. First off, I suppose.
There is indeed. Now, on this seal of the parchment, you realise that the seal of it is very, very fancy, and seems to be a seal in the letter of a D.
Can I Can I go into like history to see if I would know who this stamp of the D is?
By all means, roll me a history check.
They gave him the D.
I rolled a 6, but my skill of history is a +2, so it's 8.
Okay, so you have no recollection as to what this D could mean. It could be a courier company, it could be someone from a well-off family, it could be someone from a far-off land. You're not too sure where this D comes from, but it definitely seems to be of something importance. Put it that way. You undo the seal and slowly open up the parchment. And on the inside of the parchment reads this letter. Allow me to read this out for you guys in the voice of Sherudo, which is just my standard voice, but hey ho. Dear Master, I understand why you have brought me to this place in order to protect one of your subjects, but the last I checked, I was more than capable of helping you in your campaign to take over this blasted realm. You brought me here in the first place because of my capabilities and my abilities to be a successful member of your army, not to be someone's whipping boy. Just know that after this area has been taken over, I will be having conversation with you back at the tower. And then you've got Sherudo's signature at the bottom of the parchment.
Tower.
I wonder what his last name was. Never thought to ask.
Yes.
That's what he means by the tower.
So does this mean he's not actually a Shockjammer minion, but
Well,
someone else's?
It seems like the plot.
That's how it seems.
Indeed.
It seems like he was just an infiltrator. Just
So that
Sitting
means that
here.
Shockjammer's just a pawn, and really we shouldn't really be focusing our efforts on him.
yeah, we should look more into this and see if anybody
We
knows
should
about
take
any.
hold of this parchment and see if anyone at the pub knows it about it.
That's
Maybe
exactly
that
what I
other
said,
dwarf
Dwarf.
might
Are you
know.
that drunk?
Yes, I am. Actually.
Oh.
Like you're still feeling like the side effects of that rage you were having earlier.
Oh,
Just like, maybe we should do this. Yeah, maybe we should do this.
And with that, you have successfully pilfered a butt ton of dwarves and gotten that gold. You found a special knife, and you've also found a parchment alluding to something greater. But what is this great thing? Sadly, you won't be able to find out yet, as that is the end of this episode of D6. Well done guys, you did very, very well there.
thank you. Thank you
Why
very
does
much.
it seem like every boss battle starts out really serious, then everything goes wrong, and then we kick the shit out of it?
Well, everything goes wrong, or you just start doing wacky shit like making the panel.
Or you die.
Or die. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a really wacky thing you did there, Dan. Die.
Oh, brilliant.
That wacky death.
For a death knight.
I don't know why, I'm just remembered of horrible histories. Stupid death, stupid deaths. Hope next time it's not you.
It's
You
true.
know the worst part? That's exactly what I thought as well.
Threw his sword and then got stabbed by some knives when he wasn't even looking.
It's not my fault. Somebody threw a wall in my way.
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us in this episode of D6. We'll be seeing you guys next time. In the meantime, be sure to hit us up on the social medias and all that fun stuff, as well as all of that jazz. Be sure to subscribe and keep an eye on the playlist so that you don't miss on any more of the action, or catch
Alpha Team's
yourselves
the
up.
best.
Yeah, there you go. Or catch yourself up as to how we got to this point in time.
Don't forget to follow the follower.
Indeed. What's the address of that, Dan?
That's at
Mustaches.
the_D6_follower on Twitter. Thank you.
There we go. Got to follow that follower.
Subscribe to the Exploder Patreon so Jeff can get his golden hammer.
There you go. Every new subscriber is a +1 to that golden hammer.
Gets
Every
me
new
more drunk.
subscriber means Jeff won't have to fucking record in the toilet.
and with all of that
Hey,
said,
I am next to my toilet, thank you very much.
and with all of that said, guys, hope you have a fantastic day, evening, afternoon, whenever you're watching. We'll be seeing you guys next time. Until then, keep rolling those D20s, and we'll see you then. Bye.
Don't die.
Bye, guys.
Bye.